Hello guys, let's finish with this dude. So I'm going to continue with the rigging on top of using the drawers as reference. So for example, here I have to move the eye, here I have to move the eyebrow, and just putting everything on its right place. So I can have appealing poses to use as reference when I start animating. Now, something that I have to rig from scratch is the mouth. So that will be something interesting that we'll be doing right now. So I get rid of the original mouth that I had, and let's create this mouth system, this mouth rig system, which we're going to have the teeth, the tongue, and everything. So how is that this mouth system works? This will work in this following way. I'm going to have a layer for the mouth, a layer or a node for the mouth. I'm going to have another layer for the teeth, for the upper teeth. I'm going to have another layer for the lower teeth. I'm going to have a layer for the tongue. And I'm going to have another layer like for custom drawings. So if I want to put blood or something, that this will be the layer that I will add all of those things. So awesome. So all the upper teeth, the lower teeth, the tongue, all of these will share the same composite, which is going to be like the inner mouth composite. And I'm naming this not because I'm used to naming these things, but because I want to show you like the thought process behind this. So all of these things, like the inner mouth elements of the characters, each one will have a peg, and each one will have like all of this will have a master peg. So this will be like inner mouth MP. And I'm connecting all of this to this main peg of the mouth. And I'm creating this system with pegs before drawing. So if I make a drawing, all of those drawings will be already connected with the hierarchy that I already established for this rig. Sometimes I first draw and then I remember that I have to connect this with the main hierarchy with the pegs, and then my drawings just move to another place. And I'm like, oh shoot, I have to fix that. So yeah, this is the mouth. And what I'm going to do here is call a cutter node. And this cutter node, what I'm going to do is double click here. And I'm telling like, you know what? I want all of these inner mouth elements to be inside of the mouth. But not only the mouth. I have to here create like a line art and a color art. So I can separate the shape of my mouth into the line that creates the lips and also the black shape that creates the inside of the mouth. So I'm going to have the line art here and the color art behind this group of elements, and I'm going to tell all of this group of elements to be inside of the mouth. And you'll be like, Henry, but I'm not seeing anything what you're doing. And it's because for me, I'm planning. I have many ways of planning this stuff, and one way for me to plan is just to create this hierarchy or this structure of nodes before drawing. And when I draw the stuff, it will just appear as I plan here. So there are many different ways of working, and sometimes I want to work like this. Sometimes I'm actually bored of like the working the same ways, and sometimes I do this, sometimes I do another way. It's just different approaches for me to keep myself entertaining in this super monotonous process of rigging. So here I'm coming to Ramon, making sure that I'm using the the color of Ramon. I'm coming here to align around this, awesome. And then I'm creating the shape of the mouth, and around the shape of this mouth I will put the formers. Awesome. There are many ways to rig mouth. I've seen like some interesting mouth rigs in which the rigs have like an outer patch between the upper lips and the lower lips, so you can actually create different, just animate the mouth completely out of the formers. But I like to draw, so I like to draw, and I don't mind just having different mouth shapes, but still it's like shoot. You know what? I also have to sync all of these layers from the inner mouth. I have to sync with this layer of the mouth. So I'm going to call this mouth sync, just so I can find it when I start to sync all this. So I'm going to grab all of these layers and coming here to nodes, Sync layer with mouth sync. Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Where's that? Mouth sync. Awesome. And now everything is sync. So all of this will share the same drawing. And if I want to make a happy face, for example, I can create new shapes for the upper teeth, for the tongue, but most of the time I'm just going to duplicate those shapes. But in case I have to, then this is the way that I approach these things. So okay, I'm going to create like a 5, a 3, yes. And here I'm going to create a basic shape for the brackets, for that thing that people have on the teeth to make them go as straight. Okay, something like this. And with this tool, I'm going to create a line here. I'm going to make this line smaller, something like that. Maybe not that much. Awesome. Then I'm going to group this, make this smaller. Maybe also move this a little bit towards here. And I'm going to reveal only three of these shapes. So it's not that, so we're not having this design to be like so busy, or we don't have too many elements here that will create tangents here, for example. So that's something that I'm seeing right now, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I might make these a little bit rectangular and squash them down so I can avoid having tangents there with the lips. Awesome. Though that is the upper teeth. For the lower teeth, oh, I'm drawing everything on the same layer. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to copy this, paste this here, and the tongue will be a simple shape like this. And we're coming with 4. Yeah, it's okay, a 4. Awesome. And now what I'm going to do is just take all of these shapes, poop, and paste it here. Upper teeth, the tongue here, poop, and the lower teeth, poop here. And I'm going to proceed to color all of this stuff. Let's create a new one. Oh yeah, I have one here for teeth. Awesome, teeth. I don't need to separate the color art in liner for these elements, so I'm just going to paint this on this same layer, and that's it. Tongue. Dude, it happens to you that when you're like writing here on the thing, you think you have like the all caps on, but you don't, and you just have this weird way of typing tongue. There you go. Awesome. And okay, now it's not working. But because I'm not having a color art here in the mouth. So what I'm going to create is a new layer here, and I'm calling this inner mouth. Oopsie. See? Inner mouth. Putting a random color because I'm going to work on the colors of this dude later on. And because I'm working in Toon Boom, it's super easy to just go back and wait, my brain is working slowly today. I can just go back to the rig and update the colors, change the colors during the color palette, and everything will be fine. Everyone will be super happy. Actually, these shapes, I want them to be like a little bit more close to each other, so I'm cleaning these colors here. Whoop. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you go. Yeah, I like that better. We have the mouth there, we have the tongue. What else? So I'm looking at my drawovers and just taking all the pieces from my character and tracing on top of those drawovers. And this is exactly the same process that I do on my animation process when I'm posing my characters. I do a lot of drawovers, I polish my shapes, I try to come up with amazing shapes with the freedom that I have of drawing. And on top of that, I move the boring puppet. There you go. And that also keeps me entertained and not just like feeling like I'm just moving pieces around, but I'm actually drawing. I'm actually drawing. I remember once I asked one of my mentors, he was a 2D animator, and I was like, wait. And I was like, yeah, oh, he told me that he used to do like cutout animation, and he also tried 3D animation, but at the end he didn't like it because he really enjoys, like, he feels good drawing. He really enjoys to draw, so he cannot just animate without drawing. and that is something that stuck on my mind. But I was like, hmm, if I am doing kind of animation and I also enjoy drawing and I have a good time drawing, and for me, I enjoy more the process of drawing than just moving pieces around. How can I bring both into the table? How can I have the best of both worlds, like Hannah Montana used to say? And I come up with, well, I didn't come up with this. I think I steal a lot of processes or a lot of approaches from different people, and then this is what I came up with, like just combining both, having draw overs on top of the rig, sometimes doing a rough pass, and on top of the rough pass, just pasting the rig and working on top of that. So it's about that. It's about that for me. Just find ways of keeping myself entertained on the process of making these cartoons. Okay, so the shoulder ends up around where? Interesting. And then this comes something like here. Yep. Let's check the render view to see if this is actually working well. Why is that happening there? Awesome. Yeah, I think the way that I rigged the shoulders of these dudes is a little bit messed up. So I'm going to revisit that thing. I'm going to revisit that thing, but not right now. So we saw like how to create a mouth system, but before that I forgot to put all the pivot points on this thing. That happens to me very often. So we have the upper teeth to the pivot point, and the way that I establish, or the way that I put the pivot points on all of these things is that I select both the drawing and the and that thing and the peg, and then I move the pivot point to the place that I want it to be. And the custom drawing, okay, well, the custom drawing have nothing, but I can just create something here, just like temporal drawing, so I can know that this layer is for that type of thing. Something like this is okay. And then I can create maybe a blood color. This blood color will have something like this. Oop, awesome. And custom drawing will be on top of everything, something like this. Yes. And the pivot point will be here. And I'm going to create here, before I forget, a line art, oopsie, a line art and an underlay layer. And in the underlay layer, I'm going to create a visibility node that I will turn on and off every time that I want to use this custom drawing. So it's not just invisible, no, somewhere. Going to duplicate this drawing, choose the drawing number one, and on drawing number one, I'm going to come here to the underlay layer, grab the colors that I'm using for the visual pegs, or the tags, or whatever you would like to call this, and I'm going to put something like, yeah, I'm not feeling picky with these things today, so I'm coming here, black, oh, so I can put like on. So people will be like, oh, I can turn that on? Oh, amazing. What else? Okay, draw overs, come back. The piercing, I should separate these things. Inner ear. Oh, no, nah. Nah. Okay, we have there, okay, these things on the legs. Let's go, oop, this will be interesting. So, I'm going to grab pen, I'm going to create like knee shapes. And these knee shapes will be connected somewhere around here, I'm guessing. And if it works, it works. Oop, knee shapes. And then I'm coming here, maybe using the brush tool, pop, 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 around the shape here to create some volume. So I'm creating these C shapes here. pop, pop, and pop. Cutting all of these things that I will never see again. And inside we create these whoops shapes. We have to have this whoop feeling on it. Amazing. And then we come here, we color this, and I will put the knee. Fuck. Knee, there you go. Boop. Awesome. Now, I have to find a way of rebuilding this thing. Amazing. So now that it's there, I need a cutter here, and I will invert the cutter, and I'm going to be like, hey dude, reveal this on the color art of the upper leg and lower leg only. So color art and color art here. Oopa, bello. Now, but I also want this to be cutted by the line art of these two too. Nope. Yeah, outer patch. No, what if I reveal this in the outer patch instead of the color art? And you see, sometimes I don't have the answers at the beginning, but I just move things around until I have the thing that I'm looking for. And there you go, that's the shape. Now, another thing that I don't like here is the shape design of this thing. I might consider having here on this side more of like a circular thing. Let's see how this looks like. Yeah, I think this should be like a little bit rounded here. So this will be something like, you know what? Get out of here, you line. Oopa! That's super clean. Ah, so beautiful. Okay. I have a very dense music right now in my ears. Awesome. Now, I'm going to create another one here. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to create the huge shape that Disney is going to have here. So this is like the pants super ripped off because of the explosion, because of all the mess, because of the attack of the giant air fryer. Amazing. And then I'm going to grab the color here, black color. And now I have to, I'm thinking I should, you know, I should clone the leg. I just don't want to. Notes, duplicate selected notes. I'm just bringing this thing here and coming here to the other neck and just pasting this. But doing this, now I will not be able to copy and paste the same things that I did. Like I'll not be able to copy and paste the animation of one leg to the other anymore. All because of the laziness of not wanting to clone this and post this again. But it's just about decisions. Even though it's a good or bad decision, just take a decision. Oopa! I don't have the pivot point on its place. All the right move and all the right awesome. Boop. Beautiful. Now we're coming here to the other knee. Placa, Pumba, Tuki. Where are you? Oopa? I don't like it, but But I can always just go back and design a different shape for this part of the knees and every different frame, and maybe I can do some uh, I can do some specific custom drawings for some custom frames, so I can have different shapes for these knees. Okay, here I like how this looks here. I don't like. Okay, we can hide this completely. Amazing. Let's go fast. What time is it? Like 20 minutes. Let's see. Uh, Dude, if I were not recording this, I'll be like changing the song. So actually, recording these videos helps me a lot to just focus on this like crazy, dude. Focus on this like crazy, and it's like, of course, I cannot move out of my chair if I don't finish the video. So you see, just finding ways of keeping myself glued to the chair. Amazing. This comes here. This comes here. This is too monotonous, so I like having animation conversations while working on this. So we can have an animation conversation. And this time is about life balance. No way that I'm talking about life balance. I don't have life balance. I just live. I just live. Like yesterday, I went with my friends to a casino. Amazing experience, dude. Amazing experience. And I'm writing a story of a short. I have a short film story about a character. Uh, like the theme of the story is about a casino, and it's about this character that is kind of attracting different type of karmas, and this character is a demon. So okay, I have to stop talking here because I do need one layer for the piercing here. So I'm going to create a new layer for the piercing here and poop. Well, whatever. The story is more interesting than the way that I rig. So I'm working on this short film idea of a character that is obsessed with gambling, is obsessed with gambling, and live in these in the world that we all live with. But this dude is so obsessed with gambling and other crazy stuff that he's building like a bad karma, and he uses start attracting bad things, and he starts using different type of drugs and all of that, so he become like a demon. And until he found someone special, but and he wants to change because of this person, but he cannot run out of his he cannot run away from his love to gambling and from his love to drugs, his love with any other stuff. So he is his own opponent. See, for example, I might need to group this part of the mouth with it. No, I don't think so. Whatever. So he's his own big enemy. I should put the deformer here. And what the? Okay, so yeah, okay. So I was mentioned, and I went to a casino last night with my friends, and there was and there was this dude next to us. We were playing roulette, and there was this dude next to us and that have his uniform from Loblaws. He works in Loblaws, and I remember like we were sitting next to him playing, and then we were seeing like how he was playing. He was doing a lot of crazy stuff. Like for us, it was the first time playing that game, and it was like looking at that dude, and that dude was just making a lot of crazy stuff, and we're like, dude, what the heck? We were like playing and also looking at that dude like this. And I remember this dude have like his uniform. He worked in Loblaws, and he was like an old dude. He was on his world. He wasn't his world, but he was like he was just doing crazy stuff. He started with $40 and quit the game at $600, and I was like, what the heck happened with this dude? And at the end, dude, it's like after seeing him playing, we I made like I made out of $20, I made like $150 because we just started understanding the game thanks to him, and we started just copying everything that he was doing. And another friend of mine, he also started with $5 and ended up with a ticket, like a ticket to withdraw money with of $150. And we were like, dude, that's thanks to our sensei. That's thanks to our sensei. In that experience, that's what I was mentioning, life balance and all that stuff. More than life balance, I do feel like more important than life balance is having life experiences, because that life experiences that I had with these friends, with these friends in the casino, is not only helping me like just to relax for a bit, or just to don't be too attached or self-absorbed in my own world of animation or my own personal life, but also to be able to to disconnect for a bit, and have some life experiences. And dude, I promise you, while playing roulette, I was not thinking about anything else than that. But also the world starts becoming your, and I think I hear this from Kobe Bryant. The world starts becoming your library, and the world starts everything that is around you starts supporting whatever you want to achieve. And dude, that experience was crazy, dude. After we play, dude, we there was like a band playing music, and after we won, like we went to this part of the casino in which this band were playing music, and they were playing a zombie, dude, from the Cranberries. Such an amazing performance that they did. Such an amazing performance, dude. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And all of that, believe it or not, is influencing. I was like, wow, I can use this in my animation. Wow, you know what? What if the actual opponent have something to do with this game? Now that I understand the game, like how can I make this idea even more specific, and not just at this dude that I have in mind, this character I have in mind instead of a casino. But now that I experienced there, I can be like, hey dude, I feel in this way when I see this, I feel in this way when I see these people. And uh, and that's important to have. That's important to not get self-absorbed or just lost into or I'll talk about myself, because this is on a conversation. This is sometimes me talking to myself, and it's just, instead of aiming for this utopia of work-life balance with the goals that I have, that will not exist. That will not exist. So it will be better to just enjoy. Will be just better to enjoy the life experiences. Will be better to just enjoy the life experiences, and instead of just seeking for work-life balance, just enjoy the life experiences that I have. Just enjoy the life experiences that I have. That's something that I was talking with a friend. It's like, dude, I always compare everything with music. Dude, it's like, come on, dude. I was seeing this video of this last concert of Ozzy Osbourne, and I see all of these famous fucking all of. And the only reason why I'm trying not to search is to monetize. So, and the thing is that what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was in this video of Ozzy Osbourne, and all of these rock stars were there, and they were like hugging each other, just talking and smiling, and I'm like, wow, dude, how many crazy stories they might have between each other, how many crazy adventures they might have, like in a hotel after a concert or whatever, dude, right? And I'm like, shoot, dude, in animation, I'm just here. I'm just here, dude. It's like, dude, where are those adventures? It will be super cool to be like a rock star and being like, hey, no, dude, it's like every night could be an adventure. You see a different, many different parts of the world. But here it's just me in front of the computer. But no, but I also understand that maybe these people that are like having these crazy lifestyles, maybe someday they are like super tired of having to wake up maybe at 5 a.m. to go and fly to that country, then maybe come back, and then maybe not being able to see their family, or maybe I don't know, like that life is crazy. So I do understand too that we might have some also advantages of being so chill in our houses, just working and being able to do everything from home. But at the same time, I'm always looking. You know what? Where are those life experiences that I can have? Where are those life experiences? Or if I'm not living that crazy rockstar lifestyle, how can I, how can I live more? How can I have more experiences? Okay, wait, I have to think here because now I'm using for the mouth, I need to add an underlay layer, and this underlay layer here is going to cut the face or this lower part of the head. So this thing here, I'm going to put a composite here so I don't lose it, and I'm going to put a backdrop, and I'm going to paint this backdrop with green, and I'm going to find this lower jaw. Oh, here you are. Where's the thing that I? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Mouth, mouth, mouth. Wow, dude, I'm totally lost. Mouth, mouth. Where are you? Here. Oh, I have to connect you here. And now you're here in face. So now I want you to cut this dude here. So I need to put another composite here, black. And I need to cut this dude here, black. Ah, it's not working. Okay, it's not in the other, it's in the color art. Now it's cutting that part. It's not cutting the line art. What? Yo. Okay, let's. Wait, it's not cutting, dude. If you're not cutting there, I cut all of this. No? Wait, oh, maybe I have to put this on the underlay again. Also. No? You should cut this thing. What is this? The jaw. You should cut that. I think it's doing that. What? What is this? Ah, the ear. This is the jaw. Why is not cutting the line art of the jaw? Oh, it's an overlay. Oh, it's the overlay. So I need to cut this overlay with this face thing too. It was the overlay. MF overlay. Where are you here? Yep, now you're working. And now I want this line art of this dude to be cutted by. Now I need to grab the line art and bring this outside so I can actually work with this. So I need this line art to be cutted by the, oh mother, these have to be all the way out. So I need this line art to be cutted by the Joe overlay, outer patch. Yeah, invert. No, la concha tu madre. You see, I need to find a way of that keeping that gap there. So maybe I just need to cut these with the Joe line art. No. Oh, I have something. So these, and also with the auto patch. Maybe this will work. Yeah, it's working. Don't ask me why. Now we grab this. What is this? Oh yeah, we grab this and put it there. And this comes like this. Awesome. Now we're going back to the mouth here. Upper teeth. Okay, why it's not revealing the upper teeth? Because I also need a color art here. So I'm going to color art this piece with the inside inner mouth color. But this time the inner mouth color, this will be like the inner mouth trans. And the inner mouth trans will have just the same color, but I will just, no, it will, if I reduce opacity, this will not look. Yeah, I was trying to like you know what, let's reduce the opacity. We still have the shape there, but that will not show anymore because the opacity of that shape will influence also the thing. So okay, look at this. Look at what I'm going to do. So the upper teeth and all of this is going to reveal only here. But now I have to do something different. I'm going to create now I have to create, like, you know what? All the overlay, all the line art will be revealed there. But the overlay layer of these dudes will not care about that thing being revealed inside of the. Do you get it? I hope you get it. Amazing. So okay, again, I have the line art here, and the line art, all the things that I'll put inside of the line art are going to reveal inside of the color art of the mouth, and all the things on the overlay are going to give us about being inside of our side of the mouth and just going to be there. It's just there. And then I move this back, and then I can just squish and squash and squish and skish all of this like this. Let's see if it's working. It's working. You see this little gap that is happening here in my mouth? No idea what is happening, but we're going to figure out why. Why is that happening to me? And then I'm putting this here backwards. Awesome. And every time that I need every time that I need a side mouth or this yeah, I'll just copy this face. Okay, you go back. Awesome. So yeah, life experiences. Life experiences. I think life experience is more important than life balance. Why would I want life balance if my life is F boring? Lower power. Okay, how long is this video? 36. Okay, okay. Wait. We're not done. How much battery? 10%. Okay, I have to wait for a second. So yeah, this is an important experience. It was a successful experience that I'm going to use later to create my short film. And the thing is that the thing is, like, once I hear one of my mentors tell me, like, the most important thing about animation is entertainment, and that stuck on my mind like crazy. And then I was like asking questions to other mentors, like, what is entertainment? What is entertainment? And some people were like, entertainment, and the entertainment comes from inside of you. I remember Disney supervisor told me this. Entertainment comes from inside of you and the things that you would like to see in the screens. It's super unique to you. And I was like, wow, because I was asking, like, if entertainment was something outside of me. Wait. Hello, 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 hello. Awesome. So I was asking about entertainment, like if it were something outside of me, like, wow, entertainment. Now that I know that this is the big deal about animation, I have to find it, dude. I have to find it somewhere. I have to find where entertainment comes from. And when this dude told me entertainment comes from inside of you, and I was like, shoot. And I was like, okay, cool. And then it's just about being exposed or trying to push that entertainment out of you by practicing what the heck I'm talking about. It's like okay, I'm going to elaborate more. So once that I found out that entertainment comes from inside of us, now I have a new question, like, then what is entertainment? And I remember talking with a 3D mentor that worked on Iron Giant and another cool shows. He works also on DreamWorks. And I was like, what is entertainment and what is entertainment and what is specificity? Because for some reason I hear on some podcasts the importance of having a specificity, or being super specific with the time with the acting. So if you are doing an acting scene, how is that a character in real life behaves? So it's not like a generic type of acting thing. And I remember asking what relationship have entertainment and specificity to this mentor, and this person told me like, "Oh, Henry, you ain't with your philosophical questions." And I was like, "Yeah, well, I want to know." And it's like, I feel entertainment exists in another. I feel entertainment exists in another dimension for animators, and is that once you are able to let me draw the same graph that he drew. He was something like this. He was like, first comes all the technical stuff, then comes all the acting stuff. Being when you control your technical stuff in animation, you're able to make your character, real characters to life. You have a new challenge, which is acting. And after that, once you're able to control all the technical stuff, is all the motion the kinematic. What's the name of those things? Well, all the motions, the way the body kinematics, like all the motions of the body. Once you're able to understand like weight and how the body moves and all of that, you're able to go to acting. And when you go to acting, then this is no longer like an obstacle, and you're able to just explore acting, being able to focus on the intention and the emotions of the characters. But once you just control both, or you're good or competent on both, then you're able to explore this dimension in which is entertainment. And he was explaining this to me like this: entertainment, entertainment. And in this is when you start now thinking about the emotions of the character, how the character feels, the personality of the character, how this character can have a specific ways of acting, of moving, of expressing with their hands, with their face. And the only way to get there here is by being able to dominate this, or being very competent of this after practice and experience, to get to this point in which you can focus on the real part of music, of animation, which is entertainment. And I really like to connect with the idea of music, because in music you have to spend time learning the scales, learning to understand the guitar, how the fretboard works and all of that. And eventually, once you dominate all of that, you practice a lot, then you can put a backing track, or you can just jam with your friends, and you're able to just feel it, play it, and don't think about the motions of the body, or not think about the acting, or like where is the accent, how can I hit this accent. But you already have all of those things inside of you because of a lot of practice, that you're able to come here and just enjoy here. And it's not necessarily like, oh, you have to be a pro to no, no. And to be honest, I'm not I'm not pro in neither of this, but I'm feeling good with the level that I have right now. And for me, the type of animations that I'm doing is super punk rock. And for me, knowing basics of what I know right now, or I think I have a competence level. So the competent being competent at the skills that I develop is allowing me to explore this. Maybe not as free as like the super amazing animators, senior animators that are out there, but in a decent level in which I'm like, you know what, I want to create my own songs, okay, and I can just solo here. I can just create a super cool guitar part here, because I already feel this sense of freedom when animating or when designing to get to this part here of entertainment. And he was explaining me this graph like this. And then he explained me like this dimension of entertainment, and giving me he was also giving me examples of his animations when he used to work on DreamWorks, and how he was able to get there. So it's super nice. It's super nice. It's super nice, and it's worth the effort of putting the time into developing these skills, to get to the point of enjoying, of being like, dude, how is that I'm able to do that? Dude, these things actually feels good. This thing actually feels real. And that is worth it. That is worth it. For me, that's more worth it than I don't know, like a job or something. I feel like being able to enjoy the art that you're doing, being able to sense this feeling of freedom, it's already a gift. It's already a gift that comes after a lot of hard work. So yeah, sometimes we are not aware of of those things that maybe are already with us, but because our sense of we're putting our sense of satisfaction or accomplishment on external things, sometimes we are not able to go inside of us and see like, oh, you know, even though the external representations of success that normally the surroundings puts on me are not accomplished yet, the satisfaction inside of me of being able to create and express freely on different art forms inside of the animation world, like character design animation, it's already a huge gift. It's already a huge gift, and that gift is a gift that you earn by the hours of work. Amazing, right? I'm having a rave right now in my head. Okay, I think I need to duplicate this arm because I have to do some changes on the forum, but I will leave this video like this. I'll leave this video like the process of updating the rig, and on this process, the thing that we did is create a mouth system. I also have to create a deformer here. Create a mouth system in which I already created a deformer, so I can use it. We create a mouth system. We create we already have the rig on the head done. Here, for example, I can grab this shape of the head and just copy that shape of the head here. Amazing. And then what I'm going to do next is just update the body. I have to update the shoulders, the arms, so it's actually working well. And after that, we will be ready to move forward with the animation process. Awesome. So next video, you'll see me rigging the arms and shoulders again for this dude, and now with new tools that I developed, that I learned while working on the other 4 rigs that I did for this short animation. And you looks like you have like a beard, what? So yeah, that's it. That's the process of today: mouth, head, and tomorrow in a minute, in the next video, I'm going to be working on the arms and shoulders. See you next time. Bye.